Uncovered, and today we're going to be talking about the reoccupation of the Rhineland by Hitler. I know this video is kind of late. I've been trying to do these videos 1 week at a time, and this one's probably about maybe a little under 2 weeks, so it's a little bit late. But this is going to be a really good video, and basically we're going to talk about everything that had to do with the reoccupation of the Rhineland. It was very important because it was the first part that kind of like started the war. So this is going to be a really good video, and I hope you'll enjoy. So what we're looking at today. So we're going to look at what was used in the invasion, the plan for the invasion, the actual invasion, a little background, any other important info, and kind of before World War II. So these are just like the 6 main points that I thought would be the most important, and it's going to be really interesting to look at it. Background: the remilitarization of the Rhineland by the German army on March 7, 1936, when the German military forces entered the Rhineland. This was significant because it violated the terms of the Treaty of Versailles and the Locarno treaties, marking the first time since the end of World War I that German troops had been in this region. The remilitarization changed the balance of power in Europe from France and her allies towards Germany, making it possible for Germany to pursue a policy of aggression in the Western Europe that the demilitarized status of the Rhineland had blocked until then. So this is really important because it was the first step in starting the war. It was the first thing that Hitler actually did on his way to making war. So before World War II, under Articles 42, 43, and 44 of the 1919 Treaty of Versailles imposed on Germany by the Allies after the Great War, Germany was forbidden to maintain or construct any fortification either on the left bank of the Rhine or on the right bank, to the west of a line drawn 50 kilometers to the east of the Rhine. So it sounds like they couldn't put any fortifications on or near the Rhineland. So around 15 million Germans lived in the Rhineland, and France had originally wanted the area incorporated into herself. It had been demilitarized through the Treaty of Versailles. Demilitarization had been reinforced through the 1925 Treaty of Locarno. So this is just kind of showing you the importance of it. But so Hitler actually taking over the Rhineland, it violated 3 articles. But there were actually quite a bit of Germans, living in the Rhineland. So, so what was used in the invasion? The Germans had about 19 German infantry battalions and a handful of planes entered the Rhineland. So they had around 3,000 men, and they actually came in 3 different groups: 1,000 men, 1,000 men, 1,000 men. And the planes were kind of just used as like to make sure that the French weren't moving, but the French could actually have had 100 divisions that could have attacked Germany. Which, if they would have done this, the Germans would have been pushed back, the Rhineland wouldn't have been captured, and Hitler would have been kind of embarrassed. So, but it was kind of interesting because the French actually thought that there were 300,000 soldiers in the Rhineland whenever there was only 3,000. So if they would have just attacked, they probably could have stopped Hitler right there and probably stopped him forever. Alright, so the German military plans provided for small German units to move into the Rhineland, joining the local militarized police, and staging a fighting withdrawal if there were a military counteraction from the west. The story that the Germans had orders to withdraw if France moved against them is partially correct, but essentially misleading. The withdrawal was to be a tactical defensive move, not a return to the earlier position. The possibility of a war was thus accepted by Hitler, but he clearly did not think the contingency was very likely. So actually, before they did this, they wanted him to stop it, but he said no. He wanted to go through with it. He wanted to get his war started, which this was only in 1936. So it's 3 years from war, but the spark was already there in 1936. This on the right is his German war minister. This is the guy who actually wanted him to stop the invasion whenever they found out about the French, that there was like 100 divisions. But whenever they realized that they weren't moving, he gave the okay. So that is very interesting, and that is the plan. So now the invasion. Not too long after dawn on March 7, 1936, 19 German infantry battalions and a handful of planes entered the Rhineland. By doing so, Germany violated Articles 42 and 43. They also violated 41 of the Treaty of Versailles and Article 1 and 2 of the Treaty of Locarno. They reached the river Rhine by 11 a.m., and then 3 battalions crossed to the west bank of the Rhine. At the same time, Baron von Neurath summoned the Italian ambassador, Baron Bernardo Attalico, the British ambassador Sir Eric Phipps, and French ambassador André-François Poincaré to the Wilhelmstrasse to hand them notes accusing France of violating Locarno by ratifying the Franco-Soviet Pact and announcing that, as such, Germany had decided to renounce Locarno and remilitarize the Rhineland. Well, this is actually on the left. This is a map of where Germany is and where the Rhineland is, and it kind of shows that it was a demilitarized zone from 1919 to 1936, and administered by the League of Nations until 1935. So these are just certain areas that happened to. And then there was a certain part that was returned to France, and then there was another part that was ceded to Belgium. I guess that's just because they were in certain areas. So the whole part of the Rhineland was kind of split up into like 4 different parts. So that is a very interesting thing to think about, and I did not know that. So, but really, if the French would have just attacked, they could have ended it and probably stopped World War II. So now, other important info. So there was a German general, Heinz Guderian, that said in an interview, if you French had intervened in the Rhineland in 1936, we should have been sunk and Hitler would have fallen. But what he means by this is that if they would have attacked, they would have had to withdraw, and Hitler would have been embarrassed, and he probably would have been overthrown, or the French would have kept on going and overthrown him. So, like I said, they could have ended it in 1936 and stopped the whole war. So Germany was forbidden to maintain or construct any fortification on either side. If a violation in any manner whatsoever of this article took place, this shall be regarded as committing a hostile act and is calculated to disturb the peace of the world. So they had the Locarno treaties, which were signed in October 1925 by Germany, France, Italy, and Britain, stated that the Rhineland should continue its demilitarized status permanently. So basically, by him just attacking the Rhineland, they said this, but they did not act on it. So that's kind of weird. If they would have acted on this and, stopped Germany, it might have been a different story in a couple of years. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, subscribe and like the video. I really hope that y'all liked the video. I tried really hard on this, and since there's been a lot of people who's been watching my videos but not watching a lot, I tried to narrow this one down to, I've been trying to narrow my videos down to like maybe, 7 to 10 minutes. So I just hope y'all liked it, and I'm coming out with a new video in probably a week, probably by Saturday or Sunday, and it's going to be on the Spanish troops involved in World War II. And after that, probably the Battle of the Bulge. So those will be really interesting. Those are 2 points that I'm interested in. And after that, I don't really know what I'll be doing. I'll just give y'all an update in my next video. And as always, subscribe. See y'all in my next video.